Shame.
Cool with me.
That's fine.
All right, let's do it.
Oh man. Din, 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 din.
Drinking beer, which I gladly do.
Yeah, we gladly drink here on Show No Shame. Welcome back, everybody, to the 11th episode of Show No Shame. We are joined tonight by our friend Mo, who is also a podcaster extraordinaire.
Woo!
And El Alien.
Woo! Well, thank you, fans. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome Mo from the TwoDrunkBlacksPodcast. I'm joined tonight by my co-host JKen.
What up?
And Carter Bodacious.
Yeah, what's good?
And yeah, how's everybody's week doing? How's you were just watching the 3 games simultaneously, right?
I had a stream of 3. Sorry, that was my phone. I had a stream of three different games on at the same time on 3 separate screens, of course.
So how does it, okay, because I'm not an avid sports watcher, so how does that go in terms of focus? Is it like an online poker player playing 200 tables at once type crazy shit?
This may shock you.
Mhm.
I've never played online poker, but I'm going to say yes.
All right.
I'm
As
gonna
far
say
as your
yes.
attention being
Yeah,
dispersed.
Of course,
across.
because so the 3 games that I were watching, just to give you guys some context, the Dodgers, who were in the playoffs. Let's go Dodgers.
Los Dodgers.
They're playing the Braves. That was one of the games. It was the Thursday night football game, Patriots versus Colts.
Okay.
And then the Lakers featuring LeBron James.
Yeah.
Fuck Clipper Nation.
Fuck Clipper Nation. Are playing the Sacramento Kings. So, you know, I want to watch the Dodgers because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I play fantasy football. So in the Patriots game, I had Tom Brady.
As you need to.
As you need to. Let's go, Tom. And the Lakers, you know, they're my team. And
See,
LeBron's the guy.
I'm so silly though. Like I always thought fantasy football.
I'm
I'm glad someone called him out on that. Thank you.
I'm so silly. No, I'm so funny with it that I thought that fantasy football, when they do fantasy football drafts, I thought it was like those backyard football PC games. Remember those shits?
yeah.
So I thought it was like once the player was taken, you can't draft him. I don't know if that's how that goes, but I feel like everybody would want Tom Brady.
I feel like no. Also, how are you not familiar with fantasy football?
What about the league?
I don't.
This is shocking.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I'm not big on fantasy.
I just don't know how it
Really?
works and how the
I
rules
only
work.
just recently started getting into
Okay,
football with the
that's
Rams.
fair. Maybe fantasy football players are the minority. But you have this make believe team that
Right.
you draft,
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah.
and you know you manage your
Oh, he
players,
knows now.
and you feel like a big deal, but it's all fantasy. It means nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about it. There's money. There's
Yeah, except when there's money.
yeah.
on the
There's
line
so much
or-
money on the line. No, but I don't even know where the crave began. It's become such a thing of our culture. I feel
Right.
like
Mm.
you know
For
but
sports
the
fans.
2 of the 4 of us in here, the half of this table, is not familiar.
Well,
JKen, are you familiar?
No, I know nothing about sports.
Oh shit!
I mean,
okay.
most of the sports I follow are pretty
Yeah.
much like skateboarding, surfing, snowboarding.
Oh, does that
Oh.
count? Then yes, I know sports.
Like I know the players and what's in the news.
Sure.
Like, you know, I'll hear Belichick and know what it means.
Okay,
That's about as far as my knowledge extends.
so you've got a conversational knowledge.
Exactly.
You can talk to strangers about sports.
Yeah. There
Okay.
we go. I can get along at a cocktail party.
Interesting. Okay. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah. How's your team doing?
Very badly.
Oh,
Shit.
Very badly. Well. To be fair, I mean,
so much for the final fantasy football
Yeah.
expert in the room.
I'll be back here week 17. To be fair, I'm in 3 different leagues.
Mm.
One of my teams is doing very poorly. We're 0-4.
Ooh.
Yeah. The other 2 teams are doing pretty well.
Okay.
All right.
So you take
right.
the good with the bad. But the league that matters most, I'm doing very poorly in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How much time do you dedicate, like a week, to like fixing and altering and changing things on your teams
It's a fair question.
collectively?
Sure. Yeah. So 3 leagues. I don't have children, but I would say I spend as much time focusing on my 3 fantasy football teams as a parent does with their child.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're dedicated.
I'm very dedicated. I'm in
Well, it
this.
depends on the family because there's a lot of families out there
True.
that just don't take care of
Okay,
their kids.
well, he's got 3 families.
I've got 3 families.
One family is 0 and 4, so we don't talk about that family.
I'm a deadbeat dad in one family.
There you go.
You can say that.
Oh man.
Please
Well,
don't call me for child support.
I hope it works out for you, man. I hope
Thank
it
you.
picks up and it gets somewhere, lucrative.
I mean, there's 16 weeks. That's all I
right.
can say.
Well, no, like me and Carter were at a USC game a couple weeks ago. They were playing Washington State. So I don't know if
It was
you
a
know
good game.
college football.
I do.
It was a fun game because of how it ended. USC won by like 3 points, and they came back from like being 15 down or something like that at the half. But what I couldn't get over that I was talking to Carter about is I thought pro sports fans were like crazy. There's something animalistic that comes out in people when they're at a college football game. Like that was gnarly. We had like this row of 4 white guys in front of us that you would have thought they were about to put in a call to their bookie and beg him not to break their legs.
Oh yeah, well they were like holding like a sheet of all the current members or like statistics, and these fools like when something would go wrong, they're like, motherfucker, are you kidding me right now? Son of a bitch. I'm like, dog, relax. It's only been like 10 minutes into the game.
In their world, it was like Inception. No, it was fucking crazy though, man. Like he had a list of all the players, and then his buddy in the row ahead of him was like turning around teasing him, being like, "Looks like they're boozing tonight, bruh." And like,
But to be fair, I feel like there's an equation to this shit with how hard you tailgate is how much you're going to be into the game you're about to go see.
yeah, but we were like low key tailgating in the beer garden anyway.
Pretty much.
It doesn't stop. Once you tailgate and go inside, it never stops.
It doesn't.
You're just going.
Carter spent his rent on cocktails.
I got damn close.
$26 a cocktail.
Yeah,
You
it
got
was
me fucked up.
Fucking crazy.
Oof.
A beer alone was like 10 bones, and I'm like,
That's
all right, that's manageable. But it was like a cocktail, it was like $25, $28. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Dude, the prices will fuck you up more than the alcohol will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're just getting drunk off numbers at that point.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, pretty sure my bank statement just
spent
came
how
back
much?
saying
How
you're
much?
fucked.
Your bank account's blacked out right now.
Straight up. But that was another thing like we were talking about before we started recording, Mo, like how you were saying how the players in pro leagues now have all the leverage, sort of. And and I responded with saying, well, they get paid handsomely. And how do you feel? What's your position on college kids getting paid?
As a former college athlete, I think that they for sure deserve to get paid.
There's
no question about it. Like the university, the NCAA specifically tries to justify not paying the athletes by the fact that they're getting a scholarship
right.
and, it's free education.
But they're
like,
getting like billions of dollars off these
on
football
revenue.
teams
exactly.
when they're not getting
every
fucking jack
school is
shit.
making billions.
It's insane.
And these kids do nothing. They can sign an autograph and get fined and, become ineligible for that season because they're trying to make, 20 or $50 off their name. But yeah, it's crazy. I think athletes should for sure get paid.
Yeah. And it was like, I like the take where it's saying like, just put it in a trust for these players.
Sure.
So when they get out, that way they can't fuck up their money because what's a kid between 18 and 21 going to do if they got $100,000?
They're going to blow it. Yeah.
Hookers,
Yeah.
booze, no.
So put it in something because what's the percentage? 4% of those athletes are going to go on to play pro ball like somewhere else?
It's really low, right?
It's very low.
Yeah.
It's very low. It's around 3-4%. It's insane. But yeah, no, that's a great fix for that. Put it in a trust.
Yeah.
And they can't access it until a certain age or whatever the case may be. But no, I think it's a travesty that these athletes don't get paid. I mean, they're giving everything, and let's
literally,
say
like physically,
literally everything,
physically and
mentally,
mentally,
everything.
Yeah, everything. And if they get hurt and they can't play anymore, then they forfeit their scholarship. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I don't. It's a very weird position to be in. I feel like, and it's funny because I feel like the NCAA would have reneged by now and actually like put something on paper into place for these players to like have something to fall back on. Because they'll get a degree, but then I feel like they don't necessarily know how to implement it when they get out of school because say they have like a communications degree.
Well, they require so much of the football team. So it's like, even though they are required to do their educational studies, they make football their life. And I'm like, you should be compensated for that. You put your life on the line, like a career.
2-a-days lifting, like
they have the rigorous routine just like a pro player. You know, they should be compensated just like a pro player, or to an extent of a pro player.
Sure.
But they need to be paid.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I used to remember the wild times of like growing up in LA, and you would hear those stories of like, you know, when coaches were buying kids cars to recruit them at USC or like UCLA.
Yeah.
You know, when UCLA was like top dog or like right on par with UCLA.
Yeah.
I just remember that rivalry. I don't know how strong it still is, but
I'm sure it's still prevalent. I just don't.
Yeah.
I think they always try to keep it under wraps because that's like.
Sure.
I feel like that would be a huge downfall in the media, being like, oh, they have great players because they bought them, you know, with all these extra amenities that are technically illegal or some shit.
that's that's so creepy. All right, sorry to cut you off, Mo.
It's listening.
JKen just showed me. You tell him, JKen.
No,
That shit was fucking
I
wild.
like just got an email right now from YouTube, and they're like, "It's football season on YouTube." I, by the way, search nothing on related to sports at all. So you know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Apple. Thanks, Google, for listening to everything that we say.
The FBI guy in your phone is very strong.
Now with the
He's very
whole
strong.
stint that's going on with that alert or whatever that happened.
Oh, that presidential alert?
Yeah.
that's
It was just
crazy.
a test,
dude.
though. It was just a test.
It was a test to show that
It's
I guess now like everybody's like marked. You know, it's like you could be accessed at any time.
Yeah.
The conspiracy theorist in me believes that that's the real reason. I read up why it was actually FEMA that put that out, by the way. It wasn't attached to the White House in any capacity.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't attached to the White House. It wasn't ordered from Trump. Like
right.
a lot of
yeah,
people
because
thought
like
it was.
it said a test.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, no, but it was
didn't say
actually
it was an
the
official.
only thing that was different was FEMA named it presidential alert, which is still kind of weird considering the
Yeah.
political climate right now. But like, it's meant for terrorist attacks, missile attacks,
Nuclear warfare.
or that. Yeah.
That's what I'm scared about.
So it's only for the bad stuff.
the super bad stuff.
Have you guys had an episode just centered around conspiracy theories? I feel like that would garner a lot of
It would take too
attention.
long.
See,
It would fill up a season.
and here's the problem. All of us are so like-minded that I don't know how that would go. It would be really one-sided.
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Just don't come in here saying you believe in flat earth.
Wait,
Maybe
don't?
I do.
Oh no. Okay, then it's a debate.
Maybe I do.
Do you
God, well,
actually?
I have a
I
ton
don't think
of-
we can.
Are you BOB in here?
He knows
what's
where the
going
door is.
Maybe I do.
I don't know. There's thousands of published studies I could prove wrong for you.
We'll save that for another episode, guys. I
You
know
know,
guys
gravity's only a theory, right? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we should have an episode on conspiracy theories. I'd like to find new
It'd be
conspiracy.
great. I think it'd be great.
I don't
I'd
think
like to
it'd
see
be hard
the
to find
context
them.
of the conspiracy theory because some are just so outlandish. I'm like, yo, this isn't even worth the time to talk about.
But it's crazy when you find the ones that are like 51-50, where it's like super close, but like you're like, nah, but wait.
it could be
That
possible.
that-
Yeah.
the facts actually make it kind of questionable, you know?
I would have like mad weird conspiracy theories, like the classic one of like, is Tom Cruise gay or not?
That's a conspiracy theory?
I thought that was a known fact.
In LA, it's a known fact.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's a lot of people that
No.
refute that everywhere else when they go see Mission Impossible.
Guys hit on me 4 times already. It's crazy.
He won't stop calling me.
Have you
Yeah.
looked in the mirror?
I had to change my number.
You're
3
goddamn
times.
gorgeous. Which, by the way, speaking of Tom Cruise, I did
you.
happen. You're welcome.
Thank you.
This shit on Amazon came recommended to me. It was this movie. I don't even fucking remember the name. It was like Legend or Legends or some shit. 90s movie. Tom Cruise.
I immediately. What was that movie with Will
Legends?
Smith?
No.
I am
My
Legend.
Legend.
And
Yeah,
then there's
that's what I
Legend.
thought. I was
Legend's
just like,
great.
yo, that
That's
was
a
a
great
great
film.
movie.
It's a great film.
Except
Tom
for-
Cruise wasn't in that. you
except
know,
for the
but-
fucking German Shepherd scene. Go on.
But yeah, it was Ridley Scott.
Was it Cocktail?
No. It was
Not
like
Cocktail?
Legend.
I love
Cocktails.
Cocktail.
Yeah, Cocktails.
That's
are
one.
classic.
I love that movie.
I knew it was old because when
Yeah,
Tom
Legend.
Cruise showed his teeth for the first time, I was like, damn, this fool got like horse teeth.
Until
had,
you got
like,
that
yeah.
fuck you money
That-
for
yeah,
years or whatever.
He had like
He's
some
got money.
long jacked up teeth.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Young Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
like in that run that he had, that was nuts.
And it was
Yeah.
crazy because this fool is straight up Peter Pan in this movie.
What do you? Huh?
Yeah, it's all
Wait,
like,
so Legends
it's
about
all-
Peter Pan?
It's all like a
But Tom Cruise style?
nah, it's like fairy tale shit and like unicorns and shit.
Was it called Legend?
Legend or Legends?
Legends.
Sounds like a trial with
It's
mushrooms.
Ridley
Oh.
Scott who did Aliens.
Dude, this is
No, I know who Ridley Scott
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
of
yeah.
course,
This is
but
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, see that's
Found
it.
it.
That's it.
a young man must stop the Lord of Darkness from both destroying daylight and marrying the woman he loves.
Yeah, that's the kind of weird shit that
Starring
gets
Tom
recommended to me.
Cruise.
What do you have against daylight?
Never watching Twilight again. Horrible suggestions they now give me.
I'm gonna watch this when I get home.
It's remastered.
Thank you.
It's remastered.
Thanks for sharing.
I feel like Tom Cruise is massively forgotten and underrated. I had a conversation with, I think, Brian.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Underrated.
I can back that up too.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
All right, so I can back that up I'm talking about now, by today's generation.
Okay.
I
Not
think he's been
our
killing it with the new Mission
Yeah,
Impossible.
I know, dude.
It was
New
great in the
Mission-
box
yeah.
office,
No,
right?
because yeah, but that connects with everybody from our generation and up. I'm talking about new, like attracting new fans. Who's a superstar that can be on Tom Cruise level that kids have today? I don't think they have one.
Well, I would think
Zac
just any of the
Efron.
Marvel.
Yeah.
But he
Marvel
does a movie now
actors.
once every 3 or 4 years.
But he started out High School Musical, and now he's doing Baywatch with The Rock. Like,
That's true.
Zac Efron's that guy.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love Zac Efron.
He's
I actually
that-
think
he's
he's
that-
a
He
He's
actually
that guy.
seems like a super chill guy. Like,
He's that
when you
guy,
come and be
dude.
like,
Yeah.
dude, you
See,
kind
I
of
would
seem
say
like
that-
a douche. She's like,
See, I would
yeah,
say
sometimes. Like, he would joke around with you.
Well, see, I would say because of the movie run, I would go with The
weed.
Rock.
Everyone smokes weed, dude. The guy smokes weed,
Smokes
dude. He
weed.
can't not.
If he smokes weed, automatic chill factor.
He's
It's like,
tight.
all right,
Dwayne
cool.
The Rock Johnson's pretty solid too. Though.
I think
I
The
like
Rock
that
is the
guy.
closest to that action star who has.
But is he for like the generation behind ours? Like, is that like who they relate
No,
to?
because he's still part of WWE.
Yeah,
to
he
me.
was like The Rock
Yeah.
for
was The
us. You
Rock.
know, do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was
You-
our
with
guy.
your candy
yeah.
ass.
Yeah, that's our guy. Fuck them.
Yeah. No, I know.
They get Zac Efron. We get The Rock.
That's how I feel.
I'll take that.
Not to
Yeah,
men-
I'll take that
I'll
any
take
day.
that.
Not to mention, it's like Tom Cruise today is like Johnny Depp, where he's playing Tom Cruise in everything he does now.
Yeah.
Where Johnny Depp is playing that, oh, I'm kooky and kind of crazy.
That
character
ominous, weird
actor.
persona.
Where before they had runs that were so diverse with what they were doing,
Mhm.
because you had Tom Cruise do Cocktail, Top Gun, Mission Impossible.
Yep. Jerry Maguire.
Was it Death of a Vampire, or what was that? Like
Oh,
three-
Interview with a Vampire.
Interview with a Vampire.
Vampire,
That
yeah.
shit was
That was great.
sick.
That was
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like what happened was it was the social media aspect of what happened afterwards. Like after he claimed to fame, and then all this crazy shit came up with the Scientology and the
Katie Holmes, that whole
jumping-
blowing
like,
up on
the birth
Oprah,
thing,
like-
Yeah, he came in hot.
Jumping
Definitely came in hot.
super
Yeah.
bizarre. It was just like, all right, like a screw just wasn't just loose; it just exited, It
Jumping
was
on that
gone.
fucking couch.
He loved her. His last great film to me was Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I think that was his last great film.
That was good.
that's a
That was a
classic.
dope.
Kubrick's
film.
last film also, coincidentally.
Was that
but, like,
Kubrick's last film?
That was his last
No.
film. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stanley,
okay.
that was his last film.
We were just
Shit.
watching.
Eyes Wide Shut was
You
his
know
last
what?
film.
We need to hire a guy who's just here for fact checks.
It's just a
Yeah.
fact check.
Can you fact check that? Yeah. Okay, cool.
If anyone's listening,
Well, Saturday commentators will just be like, "Hey, you fucked up."
That's when they knew. So let's get into it. So on Two Drunk Blacks, I have to ask,
Sure.
why did that stop? Because those first 2 episodes were really entertaining
Sure.
and fun.
I
And then
feel
it
like-
was just sort
yeah.
of, pause.
all of the episodes were fun. I think if you search it now, you're only able to find 2 episodes.
So,
Oh, did I get it
how many
fucked-
did you
oh, did I
record?
get it
yeah,
fucked up?
we no. There, I think for some reason we fucked up on the.
So it's like you
purchase that we
recorded
made.
multiple episodes.
We
just
recorded
two
so
were
many episodes,
published.
but like after a certain time, they just remove themselves if you don't keep posting content.
Oh.
It's a weird algorithm that I'm not a fan of.
oh, fuck that shit.
Because I've been like directing people to the page, like, oh, you guys have 2 episodes. I'm like, no, we have like 20 episodes. But there's only 2 showing up, and it's our last 2 that we recorded. So I don't know what the formula is, but
Oh, so you probably didn't even get to listen to the
Yeah.
episodes I listened to.
you didn't listen to the intro, you didn't see the growth.
See, that makes
Oh.
sense. So when I listened to
yeah.
Shalom, or no, We Promise We're Not Misogynist.
Yeah,
When I listened to that, it didn't really feel like a PSA, like,
no,
Intro
because we had
the
like
show.
because it's more of like a cult following thing, So like, I think what we were really going for is something that was very raw and raunchy, and like the idea behind it was just a conversation that you're hearing that you shouldn't be hearing.
oh, I like
You know what
that.
I mean? So it was
Cool.
never like a show,
Mhm.
and I think that's where like
It's
the
about being
authenticity
visceral.
came from. It was just like, hey, I'm just listening to these 2 guys talk right now, and like I shouldn't even be hearing this conversation.
Right.
But it was hilarious because I agreed with so many goddamn things you would
Thank
say.
you. Thank you. Yeah, the idea, just to give a little context before I answer your question, I haven't forgotten your question, but I want to give a little context to people who aren't familiar. Is me and my best friend Dante, one of my best friends Dante, who I've known forever, and we've been kind of deemed the funnier guys of our friend group.
Okay.
And whenever we would go out, we would banter back and forth, have conversation, and everyone's just like, hey, like, this is something that I don't feel like I should be hearing, but like it's great.
Yeah.
Or it was like, hey, you guys should record this and like do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like after like enough of that, we're like, hey, let's just like try a podcast and see what happens. So we did the first episode. It was the worst thing you've ever listened to. It was so fucking bad. We couldn't get the sound down. It was like we were recording in like stereo instead of mono. So it was like me in the left headphone and Dante in the right headphone. It was very bad, but like you appreciate the shit.
Yeah.
And you get to like the fourth and fifth episode and we kind of get our rhythm in order and like the groove is there and like the dynamic's amazing. We're feeding off one another and like the sound is good. And it was great. And fast forward to today, Dante is just, not to blame it all on him, but he's just a busy guy.
That's fair.
He's a busy guy. We have conflicting schedules.
Yeah.
You know, you get older and
we
life.
all got our own lives. You know, it's like we all got, you know, shit to do or other things that are different from, you know, our immediate friends. So it's like hard to schedule.
And I appreciate the fact that you guys still make time for this.
We appreciate you coming on and making the time to come hang out with us.
Of course. The passion's always there. And that's the crazy thing. It's like we both want to do it.
Well, here's the thing. Like now I want to fix this for you so all the episodes are available and you can keep putting new shit up because it's actually a really great show.
Thank you.
It was funny. I love how you, like, what I thought was the intro started off with fucking Danger Zone and shit. Like, that was fucking hilarious, man.
We tried to, sorry, JKen's got.
No, I just want to say, like, if you still have those 20 episodes, you should start again. You got 20 weeks worth of content right there on your computer, ready to upload. So you can do nothing but plan for 20 weeks to start recording.
The show.
Oh, you just dropped the ultimate fucking disillusion gem on record.
I'm just
saying. They didn't have to know that.
I'm just saying.
So we're totally kidding. That's not going to happen at all.
What?
If you want this to come to fruition,
20 what?
That's a great. You know.
What is this random number? That's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
No, we
The new mixtape's fire.
So the thing is, the content was very like current. So to drop it now, it wouldn't make sense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It was like a weekly thing of like what was happening that week, and that's what made it so great and listenable. But it was also like intriguing where you could go back and like still relate to it.
I mean, it doesn't mean it's not prevalent today.
No, because a lot of it is. That's the crazy thing about our society is that a lot of what we were talking about and making fun of and making jokes out of is like still happening right now.
Yeah, like fuck Mercado.
That place is fucking trash.
Overrated.
We went to that Mexican spot.
Oh god,
that hipster spot? That's not Mexican food. That's,
anyone who calls that a Mexican spot is offending Mexican food. Like that place is trash.
It was
overrated.
so
This is
expensive
trash.
when I went there too. So I totally feel you when you talked about that because I went and I was like listening to you talk about this shit, just like an appetizer, a main, 2 drinks. I was like, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent about $80.
Bro,
yeah, that wasn't hard.
Their guacamole is like $15.
Jesus Christ.
That's
That's so
There's
bad.
people in the back just stomping on avocados.
It's so bad.
In a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
It's so bad. But no, in a perfect world, I would like to get the show back and running. Dante, if you're listening, this is me
Baby,
reaching
come
out.
back. You can blame it all.
And that's where we have like a sad song playing. But it was a great time. Whether it comes back or not, it was a great time. That's why I love what you guys are doing. I'm sure you guys can relate. Like this is just a great time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Regardless of what comes from it, just like being with your boys, sharing these moments. Is it me you're listening for?
Yeah, no, and I agree.
You can see it
with
in
you.
your ears.
It's not about the numbers.
Yeah, no.
It's about just kicking it,
Sharing
shooting the
conversation,
shit,
you know, just
you know,
having a good
especially
time.
when we don't have time to meet up during the week
Sure.
Mhm.
to like go out and do other shit.
Not to mention, it's a good exhale from all the frustrating shit that we deal with in our exterior
daily.
lives.
Bro, yeah,
Straighten the
exactly.
fuck up
Yeah.
on that.
I agree.
Exactly. This is just I was using that as a platform to vent as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, as much as it was just like a fun thing to do and I thought it was going to be good and I thought it was a great show, it was also just like in a sense like my therapy, you know?
Mhm.
Just like vent about shit,
Hell yeah.
you know? as guys, we're taught to not talk about our feelings and emotions. So that was like my exhale. Yeah.
Well, I was raised by a single Jewish mother, so I was taught very much so to cry.
Shout out to your mom.
That's why women love me.
Ladies, he's single.
Yes, I am.
I didn't grow up with a mom. I grew up with 2 dads.
I got the Manischewitz on deck, son.
I want you to say the prayer at my Hanukkah party this year, by the way.
Yo,
I'm not even
that
kidding.
party-
I'm not even kidding.
Are you Jewish?
I'm not.
No.
I'm not Jewish, but I do an annual Hanukkah party.
No shit.
I think,
Yeah.
dude, I showed you,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, the flyer for his last
you
one.
did.
Yeah.
That's
did.
right. I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to say the prayer at the one this year.
So fucking great.
Please.
Yeah, all that.
I would be honored if you would do that for me.
That's like 8 nights though. So you just turning up for 8 nights straight?
We do it the ninth night
Okay.
after it's officially over.
Okay.
'Cause a lot of my friends are Jewish, so I can't get them out.
Play Hava Nagila and people
Yeah.
go fucking
Oh, yeah.
ratchet.
They're
It's a
ready to
good
cut
time.
loose, though. They're ready to cut loose.
As
and-
JKen was there.
Oh, word.
Carter was there as well.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
I
invite.
would appreciate if you did that.
Come
for me.
December, we turning up.
Yes, we do.
So, I've had people come up to me who have listened to the podcast, and they ask me this, and I want to ask
You're
you
famous.
this.
He's famous.
Definitely not. I'm more infamous than famous. But
Unforgettable.
sure.
Okay.
Basically, a lot of people ask me, like, I thought about doing a podcast. Where do I start? So where did you start? At what point were you like, let's do this? How did you start? Were you just doing it off a laptop with a fucking microphone? Did you not even have that? Did you have the ghetto Apple headset with a mic built in? Like, how did
Make
you
it sound like GarageBand from 2008.
Hey man, you got to start somewhere. So I'm just curious where he found his ground.
I think that's the truest statement when you come to something like a podcast. You have to start somewhere, right? And that's kind of what we did. We had GarageBand for free. If you have a Mac, you get that shit for free. We had literally one microphone that was like a USB mic that didn't have a stand, and we were holding it in between myself and Dante and just like, taking turns talking into it. It was so bad, but it made for such a
Genuine,
just like, yo, you
raw.
appreciate. Yeah, it was very raw, and it went with the theme of what we were trying to accomplish. But yeah, to take it back to the first episode, I remember it was the most uncomfortable and like annoying thing. It's like I'm sitting at a table with a grown man that's like literally 3 millimeters away from me, and we're sharing this microphone. No headphones, mind you, like trying to like,
Yo, you're touching my elbow.
Yeah,
Stop.
it's just like,
Stop.
Banging
no,
my
I'm
elbows and
talking,
shit.
you're talking, I'm talking. And it was like, God, this is the worst idea. Why did I do this? But then you fast forward to like episode 5 where we have actual equipment and we're we're in a house, and we each have our headphones and our mics, and we've got like an idea and it's working, and it's just like, yo, like this is a thing now.
Well, it's like what you said earlier. It's about like getting into that groove. You're not gonna start with this most crazy excellence bullshit. You got to learn from it. And that's how you grow.
Yeah,
essentially.
100%. Yeah.
Don't expect the first episode to be like, oh my god, it was Joe Rogan status.
This is some platinum shit.
No,
it's,
but I think the biggest thing is that people just give up, or they just have that bad experience the first time, and they're like, dude, why do I want to do? I don't want to do this. This was a bad experience. This is too much work, too much time. Like I have to schedule shit. I don't have the equipment for this. It sounds shitty, and it's like you got to move past it. You gotta.
Well, it's like, what was the
That's what
first?
you wanted.
What was the first thing I said to y'all for like ever? Even before we recorded that first scratch episode, which didn't work, Mo, because it was like there were a few little things, and we were learning like through it.
You know where I feel like you guys messed up is you should have released that episode. I think you still should release that episode.
People would have gotten really mad that we see on a regular basis because it was like names that were in there.
We did the same thing, and you have to just say fuck you and not care.
Well, generally that's how I am.
I'm not even
No,
kidding. Like on
Fuck
some
you
real shit.
podcast.
Like, yeah. And it's not even like, and if they're your friends, they'll understand.
Well,
You know what I
here's
mean?
the thing.
If they support you and believe in what you do, they'll understand.
I'm built that way, but I'm trying to protect the innocent, which are these two. So I'm always trying to like cover their ass for stuff that I know will happen. I don't give a shit. I'm completely transparent.
I love you.
So it's like, yeah, man.
I love you.
Respect. But it's like,
So what he's saying is, me and Carter have a reputation. He doesn't.
exactly.
AKA they have friends and he doesn't. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna drive home.
I was like, nice. I just met you tonight.
He's got his nice Jewish mom.
I have and a big ass
She is super nice.
and a big ass shouts out Jeannie and a big ass teddy bear in my bed that I'll hug
take
tonight and
this?
cry.
Can I take? Is
I'm
this like a real? Can I?
I don't know if that's all you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
with that teddy bear, but
Dave.
you know, to each his own.
Dave, you're kind of fucking shit up right now, bro.
I'm recording a podcast.
Thanks,
now.
Dave.
I just wanted to know
Thanks,
how
Dave.
how you prepared your popcorn earlier. Popcorn. Because Joe's like, you do stovetop, and I'm like, a microwave guy. So like, anyway, I'm
It's
gonna call
movie
you
night.
because I can't get into this.
I
right
literally
now, but I gotta
wish
give you a
moments
call
like
back.
this we had a camera.
This is so
I
great.
love you. Sorry,
What-
guys. Sorry, guys.
Was it Redenbacher?
It was Pop Secret, like the blue bag.
Oh, word. Okay.
I feel like we just had like a Chris Tucker moment from Rush Hour, and I wish that Carter took the phone. What are you doing? We're recording right now.
Oh, Jackie Chan and
Yeah,
the
when
bloopers.
Jackie Chan did that shit. Yeah.
We're
I
so
know.
trash that we memorize bloopers.
Oh, do you know? Honestly,
It's
the
not
best
trash
line
when they're great movies.
was when they were in Vegas and Chris Tucker's just like, "This is for Mandela. This is for Mandela."
Throws it, yeah.
Dude, you know what's crazy is that Chris Tucker at that point, Rush Hour 2, was the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Highest grossing actor. In
That's
film.
wild.
24,
No shit.
24 million a film,
He was
and then
making
he
20. Yep.
and then he owed the That's why he hasn't done movies. He still owes the government like over 10 million in back taxes.
It's also a
God
conspiracy
damn.
theory, but no, I'm kidding. I'm totally.
Man,
That's all conspiracy.
That's
I'm
wild.
totally kidding.
He,
Well,
do-
I
he
heard,
dodged
like,
Dennis
taxes.
Rodman.
I know
Yeah.
there's a
Dennis Rodman's in
like a
North
couple
Korea.
moments there where he started really kind of diving off the bender, where he ended up getting pulled over for quote unquote going like over like 110, 120 miles an hour because he was trying to get to church on time. And I was just like, that's a pretty funny excuse, but I don't know what the hell happened. It was just like everything just kind of flipped out of nowhere.
I think it was too much success too fast.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. You come from like a place where no one knows you. Fast forward 6 months, everyone knows you.
yeah.
What do you do? You know?
Yeah,
Well, now it's like you're under the radar.
Sure.
Well, and I think it was another thing, like going from one insular side of fame, which was like Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah, and
He
then
was-
Friday, and like
So good.
it
Well,
was still
yeah.
a very like it was a general crowd.
Right,
of
right,
people
right.
who were his fans.
Yeah,
you
it was
know?
like a cult following
Sure.
of Chris
Sure, sure, sure.
Tucker's, you know, because Smokey was very much animated like his Def Comedy
Yep.
sets.
Mm.
were.
Same character. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, 100%.
So it was like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it was very, you know, he was playing his caricature that he does on stage. And so when it went to Rush Hour, he was still sort of doing that. But then
Sure.
you have a major $100 million film franchise like
Mm,
behind
There's
you.
a big studio. Yeah, if you see,
Mhm.
you can notice a difference between like his character in Rush Hour 1 versus his character in Rush Hour 3, where he's making all
Oh,
that
yeah.
money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely,
100%.
you know, like Rush Hour 1, it was more of like that Smokey from Friday character. Rush Hour 3 is like, yo, this guy's an actor.
It was
Right,
like
right.
it was
I mean?
orchestrated.
Yeah.
It wasn't like him, you know, doing his acting thing as himself. It was
Yeah.
just like someone told him to be like, "This is what you need to do."
So am I wrong on this? I can't remember. Are they making a new Rush Hour?
I
Yeah,
heard
they are.
that
I've heard,
it's,
yeah.
it's gonna
Rumor has it.
happen, but I don't know if it's just in pre-production or scripts or what. But it is a plausibility.
What
We
I
just
don't get is
know.
why he just won't do Friday 4. He won't do it. I
Maybe
don't get
it's
it.
just that because I know a lot of actors and actresses feel they deal with this problem of being like typecasted.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what he's scared about is that he doesn't want to be typecasted as that dude because maybe he wants to have more serious roles. And by doing that, that could hinder his, you know, development as an actor.
I get it, but he's more of a comedian than an actor, so it's not exactly
I mean, we don't know that though. That's
I
the thing.
well. But I feel like an actor, you know, it's like you
An
don't
actor?
no, but like
Actor.
in the
Not an
Shake-
actor, an
on the O.
actor.
What I'm saying is like in a Shakespearean sense, they don't want to be asked to do the same role again. But at the same time, if the public themselves are pandering, you know, trying to get you to do this, like please just we want Smokey, like we want Friday to happen, but Ice Cube won't make it without Smokey. Because
Yeah.
Friday After Next was still great, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And Next Friday is the weakest because it just didn't have Smokey in
There was
it.
no
Yeah.
there was no connection at all.
Well, that's
know?
the pressures of actors and actresses. You know, they want you to fulfill a role that's going to consume the public.
Yeah.
They want to make money. They don't give a shit about the actor or the actress about what they want to accomplish.
All I'm
It's
saying
what's
is if
gonna
I owed the
give the
government $10
studio
million,
money.
I would take it. Like I liked him in Silver Linings Playbook. That was cool. But it was like if I were in his position financially,
Sure.
I would
do
be
whatever
taking.
you can. Yeah.
That's a really
Yeah,
good
you'd be
movie to
taking
take to get
anything.
you out of a hole.
you
That's
also,
not a
you also
shit
have to
movie.
like take into consideration like just the ego of someone who's been on that level. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like
True.
you reach a certain status and like your mindset changes.
That's a good point.
And you become
Completely.
that person.
Yeah.
You immerse yourself in that person. Like, yo, everyone fucks with me. Like literally everyone likes me. So to go and come down from that, it's very difficult. Like getting up there, it's easy.
But once you're at
Yeah.
your peak,
And then coming
like,
down from that, like,
yeah.
yo, like you're not that guy anymore.
yeah.
How do you look at yourself in the mirror when you know that? Like,
Jesus Christ, you're so like. I feel so bad now. Like now I feel bad
don't
for
feel
him.
bad. No,
Like,
no. Yeah, no.
I didn't,
I
feel,
sleep at
I
night.
didn't feel bad for him
No.
before, but Jesus Christ, now I do.
No, I guess it's a fortunate thing. I grew up around a lot of people who were in the industry. So like I know like what that's like.
Right.
And for someone like Chris Tucker just to see like it's just like, yo, it's all ego. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not a lack of talent. It's not a lack of desire, hustle, or like will. It's just like ego. Like he literally came from nothing. Like you said, he came from Def Comedy Jam, which is like this like one stage thing that was filmed in New York, and like it was like this thing.
Yeah.
On HBO.
Right.
To go to like the highest grossing actor in the world.
Yeah.
And then to come down from that
fucking crazy.
so quickly. Like he came down faster than like he got, put up on that. So like you have to think about that from like just like the normal mindset of a human. You're like, yo, like how do you deal with that?
No.
Denial for a lot
Do
of
you
it.
think that's like kind of like the same with Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
'Cause,
100%.
like,
Well,
Yeah.
Chappelle admitted that.
No, I
course.
know.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because
like,
you think about it, like
he was
you're
very
making
vocal.
a show on a network like Comedy Central. You go from doing movies like Half Baked,
that's what I'm waiting for Half Baked too.
and that
Fully
movie he
Baked.
did
That
with
ain't
like
happening.
Norm Macdonald. I forget the name of it. Screwed or something like that.
Oh, I
Like,
remember that movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
You go from
Yeah.
that to like being offered $50 million a year for your ideas. Like,
But then there was a whole bunch of weird shit going on that he
well,
was
like,
very
yeah, I
vocal
think
about
like
that Comedy Central was doing to him.
part of his
Yeah.
contract was like he would lose creative control,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
your name is still behind it.
But then he said weird shit like he went into the Comedy Central offices one day and he had a corner office and they had just built a wall over his office,
no shit.
claiming he was crazy and his office there never existed and wanted to get him on all these psychotropic drugs. Like
No shit.
that's what he was talking about on Oprah, I think, right when he came back from Africa.
Okay.
And he was talking about all of that. So he was really vocal about it.
Yeah.
But with Chappelle, the difference is that Chappelle was a very true to the name stand-up comedian first.
Mhm.
Yes.
Where
that
Dave
I agree
Chappelle-
on.
Where Chris Tucker operated within the Def Comedy Jam 10-minute sets,
Sure. Yeah.
where Chappelle was a stand-up.
Yeah.
Like he speaks stand-up comedy fluently. So
Very true.
he relied on that because that's his first love and his passion. So he just was doing that on the low everywhere for a while that wasn't taped or televised.
That's all he wanted. Yeah. He never wanted to be an actor. Chris Tucker, supplemented his acting with stand up.
Right.
He's like, hey, however I can get my name
Yeah.
out there,
You're
that's
right.
what I'm going to
It
do.
was like Jamie Foxx almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. Very similar.
Yeah.
There's one story that I recently heard from Chappelle, and
He told you this?
he called me on my cell phone.
Damn. All right.
That was him who
I like
just called,
this.
by the way. If you guys
What's
have been
up, Mao?
listening, Chappelle just called. He's like, hey,
I'm
are
wondering
you on the
about my
podcast right
popcorn.
now?
hey Mao. Hey Mao. Yeah,
But like
I'm in
this
LA.
guy's like 19 years old, right? Lived in New York, lived in Brooklyn, just finished a stand-up show, got paid $25,000 in cash.
I already know where you're going.
Yeah, and he's like riding home on the subway from Manhattan to Brooklyn,
This is the best
which
joke.
is like back then. Like Brooklyn was not tight. Like now Brooklyn's tight.
no,
Yeah.
back
Brooklyn's like Silver Lake now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everyone
Mhm.
wants to go to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I want to go to Williamsburg. I want to go to Greenpoint. Like, it's like gentrified as fuck. I hate it.
then. Bed-Stuy is now called
I fucking hate it. I
Dog,
can't. I can't get behind this. I
Bed-Stuy
fucking
is
hate
now
it.
called Stuyvesant Heights.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Let it live.
Yeah.
Let there be crime. Fuck. I'm kidding. I don't support crime in any way. But no, he's like on the subway with like a backpack full of cash, $25,000. And in his head, he's like 19 years old. He's just like, yo, like, he's freaking out. He's like it's like his first like crisis. He's like, I don't know what to do. Like,
You go to 10 fucking banks on the way home. You hit the max deposit.
But he's
and
just
you
a kid
just-
from this like neighborhood. He probably doesn't have a bank account. He's like 19.
God damn it.
And like I feel like that was like his like first like eye opener into like the world that he was immersing himself into. And it's just like, fuck, what do I do? So like that's been his whole like mindset, his whole career. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So he's always looked out for Dave. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like anyone else would have sold their mind and their creativeness for $50 million a year. You know what I mean? The
For
fact
sure.
that he held out, I respect that.
I
so
respect
much.
his
Yeah,
integrity
yeah,
so
yeah.
I
much.
love that. Fucking love that.
The joke to that story, which was funny as fuck, is he was like, I never had anything that like somebody else would want more than my life at that point. Like carrying around that much money in a backpack on a train, somebody would have killed me for it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and that's when I realized to walk around with a vagina every fucking day. So that's how
I want to
Chappelle
bring that up because of the current climate about
What?
Drinking beer, which I gladly do.
shout out to
Drinking
my
beer,
guy Brett.
which I gladly do.
God, that guy's such a fuck ass.
dude.
Oh man,
I
crazy.
see. This is why California needs to secede, because nobody here will ever agree with it at all, and it's the most ridiculous thing at this point. This dude's more guilty than OJ was.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what you're talking about because he wasn't guilty. So
Right?
He's chilling in
shame
Florida
on
golfing
you,
or some shit,
Benji,
limping around right now on those weird legs.
and those weird legs.
No, but
What the fuck?
he's got this weird fucking walk.
Oh,
You've never
God.
seen him walk? It's fucking really.
I don't think I
strange.
have.
He's got
Do we
these
have,
weird
do we
walk.
have
Pay
that?
attention
Can we
to
pull that
that.
up right now? I want to see that walk.
I'll show you. I promise
Okay,
you.
you
You'll
guys
laugh.
talk. I'm gonna pull this up.
I promise you, you'll laugh.
Carter, have you seen this guy walk before?
It's not a great sight, but it's like, all right, something's wonky.
Actually, speaking of jail sentences, though, Suge Knight got 28 years today.
28 years.
Deserves that shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did some.
The boogeyman
Some fucked
officially
up
went to
shit.
jail for good.
God. That's nothing, though. For what he did,
No,
that's nothing.
and for what he did that we don't know about.
That's what I
Mhm.
mean.
Oh, right,
Yeah. For all the stuff that goes undiscovered that he's responsible for.
I can't lie. I missed that era of rap though.
That's
where
when music was fucking music.
when
Mhm.
shit was like that thorough. When it like we were talking about Drink Champs before. Shouts
Yeah.
out Nori and EFN.
Shout out Nori, bro.
Yeah,
I
but
fucks with Nori heavy.
heavy. 'Cause I like how he's just so himself.
He
It's
doesn't give
so,
a fuck.
yeah.
That's my
But when
favorite
they were
rapper.
talking with who was it, with Daz and Corrupt
Uh-huh.
on Drink Champs, and they were saying how what was it like back in the death row days, and Daz was like, shit, somebody was getting beat up in the
bro,
studio.
like on some real shit. Like now people have beef in music. I'm not even gonna call it rap because it's not rap anymore. It's like,
No, they get hospitalized
Music.
for eating hot
That
Cheetos.
right?
That was a whole talk we had about
No
last
shout out to
time.
Lil Xan. Lil Xan, you're dumb, bro. But like, you would leave your house or leave the studio and have to worry about possibly getting shot.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? And like, you had valet and like your car's right there. You're walking 20 feet. You still have to worry about getting shot in the 90s. Like,
Mhm.
now it's like, these kids are on Instagram talking shit. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
that's
you.
literally what it
Yeah.
is.
Kodak Black, suck my dick. And like, that's all it is. It's just like an Instagram story thing for
I
2
re-
weeks and then nothing.
well, that's
Yeah,
why I
2 week
respect.
hype.
That's why I respected Russ's camp, and I actually do respect Russ a lot. Shouts out Russ, but for his confidence. But that's why I respected Russ's camp.
I love how you clarified that, by the way. Shout out for his confidence, not his talent.
No, he's very talented. I like how he
Really?
his
I
volume.
thought we were shitting on Russ. Are we
I'm not shitting on Russ.
I like to shit on Russ.
I'll have a debate
I
on
love
that.
to shit on Russ.
I'll have a debate on Russ.
I love to shit on Russ.
for beating the
Shout out Russ for
his-
sucking.
his camp his camp being the fuck out of Smoke Perp for talking shit. I just thought that was like a real moment, like this
Well,
real moment brought to you
That's
by
the
hip hop.
thing now. Like the artists don't really like the artists talk shit, but then it's like who has the better security. You know
True.
what I mean? Like it's not like I'm gonna fight you, you're gonna fight me. Like the whole like Cardi B and Nicki thing. It's like, yo, we're gonna talk shit, but then like when we see each other, who has the better security?
Yeah, but it was pretty weak when Drake responded with bars, and then Meek's bodyguards were standing outside the arena, being like, "We're waiting for him to pull out. We gonna fuck
See,
him up."
that's what I'm telling you. It's all about who's got the best like security detail.
Do you think M and MGK would ever throw down?
M would fuck him up.
Yes.
I would
Do you
love
think they would
to
throw
see
down,
that.
or you
Yes.
think they would just yell in each other's faces?
No.
No, because there would be like a
M's
huge
from the 90s,
lawsuit,
bro.
and
Yeah.
because of their fame and the
I
whole
for
scenario,
sure
it's
think
just like,
M would throw the first punch.
Yeah. M's from the 90s, and he's got enough money to do that.
Yeah.
He would.
That fuck
they'd
you.
for sure. Yeah, he's got fuck you money.
But then again, just for playing devil's advocate, MGK would probably just swing back because he's so fucked up all the time that he would probably just
Take the hit.
take the
Just-
hit and go in.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
You just get punched in the face and then sue him. He's
What do you-
rich.
What are your thoughts on like Ebro? Like Ebro, I think gave it to him where he was like said that Rap Devil I think Charlemagne did too, where he gave Rap Devil the better song,
Mhm.
but then Eminem came with bars, which we all knew would crush
Sure.
MGK. And then it
So-
was like,
It just comes behind the person that's listening. Everybody has a
Yeah.
different lens.
Exactly.
and what you're listening for.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel
Everybody's
like-
gonna have a different perception.
I feel like we grew up under Eminem,
Yep.
so there's that slight bias there, but we also just understand what bars are. But I don't respect either of their opinions ever. Like they're both just Ebro and Charlemagne. They're both just
Oh,
so
word.
mainstream
Okay.
now.
Mhm.
Like it's crazy. Like you go back 2-3 years ago, you
Dude,
listen.
Charlemagne was wild 2 or 3
You
years
listen to
ago.
Ebro, you listen to
Mhm.
Charlemagne. Like
He made Lil
they
Mama
actually
cry
like
heavy.
had opinions that meant
Yeah.
something. Now it's just like, yo, we're appeasing the audience.
Yeah.
You're selling out. You know what I mean?
I think
Like,
it's once you go to TV, then
Sure.
you sold out.
I would love to sell out.
Well, it's
I
once
would
you have
love to-
sponsorships.
I would
and
love.
specific
I would
deals,
love
it's-
to
you
have
gotta
the opportunity
accommodate
to
that
fucking
shit.
sell out.
Enough
Like,
to protect, sort of thing.
I hate them so much because they can sell out,
Yeah.
but I also
Have you-
don't respect them because they sold out.
Heavy lies the crown.
But you know,
Your
like,
boy's broke. You need
how-
to make a paycheck.
holler at your boy. I'm trying to sell out. Over here.
I'm trying to sell
you know what I
out.
mean? Like somebody's listening.
Man, dude, I got fucking
Somebody's
grad
listening.
school loans I need to pay off.
Yeah.
Hey, anyone want to sponsor me? I
Carter's
got
also
you.
trying to sell out right now.
Dude, if I saw some guy on the side of the freeway with a sign that said, I'm trying to sell out, I would
Yes.
give him $5.
He's getting all my money. He's getting all my money. I'll give him a ride too, wherever he's going. I'll give you a fucking ride, bro.
straight to the bank.
Yeah, you going nowhere? Let's go to my house.
I know,
Yo,
dude. I think,
I'll
think-
cook. Yeah, on some real shit.
quick side note, I think giving rides to homeless people, I used to be fine with that. But now,
Until what happened?
my boy, Tyler DeBovie, shout
Uh-huh.
outs Ty,
Hey, hi, Tyler.
fucking, this
Tyler.
fool went to Jack in the Box, picked up a homeless dude,
What?
This is wild.
dropped him off.
Shame.
I know. Got home. His Jack in the Box was gone. That fucking dude took his goddamn Jack in the Box.
Wait, what?
Dude, I don't know. For me, like, probably one of the worst experiences I had was
Is he okay?
Are you
Yeah,
okay?
you okay with it?
Like I'm literally
I was
looking
holding
at,
in the vapes, and then
you
I was
guys
laughing.
can't see this,
at
but
the
I'm
same
concerned
time.
I
right
thought you
now.
were throwing up
Yeah,
in
that's so
your
too.
mouth.
yeah. This is carpet, cuz.
This is carpet.
No, I have mad hiccups right now.
Oh shit!
That was very fun. I literally thought you were dying, and at one point, like I was concerned. But yeah, that's why I
Took all the
don't,
Jack in the Box.
that's why I won't give them rides anymore, just because of what happened to him.
You don't want your fast food taken?
Yeah, facts.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Dollar
I mean,
tacos, you care that much?
I remember working.
I'm not driving back home.
on,
Oh, driving back
what was
down
it?
from home.
When I was on 3rd Street working at a retail shop, and there's a pretty big homeless community in Santa Monica, unfortunately. And there's this one individual who had to sign up, asking for money, and I gave him some cash, and he was just like, "Yo, I know you got more than fucking $5." And I was just like,
Wow.
"Really? Like, I could take my $5 back."
You know what's it's become a society where homeless people are pretentious now,
Only in LA,
and
though.
I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, or there's times where like I'd have like, let's say I have
I'm LA
like
homeless.
a leftover.
Yeah, like
half of a
I'm trying to
sandwich.
help you, bro.
Yeah, it's like I would have like a leftover of half of my sandwich from lunch. I'd be like, "Hey, dude, like you want the other half of my sandwich?" Like, "No, I want fucking $20." I'm like, "All right, well, that's not happening right now, so I'm gonna keep my sandwich."
Dude,
They're spoiled out here.
two occasions. One, Palisades. Offered a guy food. He was like, "Nah, I just ate." Fine. All right. Fuck me and fuck you then. All right. Second time, Westwood. Chick claims she was out of gas, needed money to get to her mother that was in the hospital.
Mm.
I gave her $5. It was all the cash I had on me. And she said, "Do you have any more?"
Wow.
God damn.
It wasn't, "I know you got more than 5, which is probably more rude.
It's stung.
But it was just, "Do you have any more?" Like, I just gave you $5 and you asked every person at this gas station, they all said no to you. God damn, dude. I fucking hate y'all in LA. Like,
It's like Andrew Schultz said from Brilliant Idiots, where he was just like, I blame the weather for the homeless people in LA. Because at least like New York homeless, like they're already cold. They're figuring it out.
Yeah.
But LA homeless, get by with a t-shirt and
Well,
a bike.
I mean, the weather in Florida is pretty good. Are
That's true.
homeless in Florida the same way? Like,
that's a
do we
place
know
to go
that?
to die.
I just
That's
don't-
the Grim
okay.
Reaper's kitchen.
I don't
Yeah.
spend that much time in Florida.
I don't either. No.
I don't want to go to Florida.
No.
I still don't get how they got homeless people in Vegas. Like, where the fuck are y'all staying? Because it is hot as balls outside.
Dude, you haven't seen that Vice piece about the underground tunnel system in Vegas that are like waterways?
No.
Oh, so there's like a ton of homeless people that live down there and have like dice games and stab each other and like crazy shit goes down there.
That just took a
You
huge
lose,
180.
stab.
It's like playing dice and then we fucking stab each other.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
into
Let's have a
that.
cutlery
I'm
party.
into that.
It's
I
crazy.
want to do that next time I go to Vegas. Fuck the strip. Like, take me to this underground shanty town. Like,
Bro, you're
Where
0
are we
and
at?
4. Don't go.
I'm
Don't
in.
go.
I want to go.
No, yeah.
Do we have any homeless listeners in Vegas?
Do we have any homeless listeners on the podcast?
Do we?
Probably in San Francisco, because I remember going to San Francisco and
bum-
homeless cats would be having smartphones, being like, like, hey, give me like a 50. I'm like, dog, I don't have $50 for you. Are you kidding
Wow.
me?
Yo, I don't know if
Yo,
you've
let me
ever-
get some data.
I don't know if you've ever been to Dan's house late night, but for a long time, this big ass cardboard box, and it was flat during the daytime, it was propped up at the nighttime, and I would catch this cat sitting at the bottom of the driveway in front
with
of
the
Dan's
laptop?
place. This homeless dude had his fucking laptop
Playing
out.
Netflix.
I swear he was piggybacking off. Like he would just hold his ear to the window when friends would come over. Hey, what's your Wi-Fi? Oh, it's blah 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 blah. That homeless dude was like,
Oh, shit, I
sick.
caught that.
Sick.
Torrents for days.
Yeah, he was on it, dude.
Dude, yeah. Shouts out to all the people and their high-tech bum shit.
That's wild to me.
Are you still living in the same spot?
Yes.
You, Maurice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me. He's talking to me.
So
yes.
you're in Santa Monica,
I think so.
right?
I-
Like
it's
technically,
like-
Yeah,
it's like-
technically.
I consider it more so Santa
It's
Monica.
like on
than,
the
West
edge of
LA.
like Brentwood, Westwood. It's like I'm in a weird little bubble.
Yeah.
Strange.
So do you have
Strange
a
place.
lot of domestic abuse and crime out there?
Or homeless people trying to cop Wi-Fi.
No and yes. There are a lot there are a lot of homeless at the 7-Eleven near me.
Okay.
Like a ton.
What is it with 7-Elevens and attracting homeless
That's
people?
like their
Cheap
that's-
prices.
Cheap,
Yeah.
yeah.
No
I'm just
domestic
saying.
abuse.
Let me get a taquito.
No
That'd be
domestic
50
That's a
abuse?
cents.
why that's a peculiar question.
Well, no, because
Very curious.
again, it was just bringing up Dan, like he,
Does Dan beat his girlfriend?
huh?
Yo.
Does Dan beat his girlfriend? Is that why you're
Look, we don't talk about that. It was a long time ago.
He beats JKen and he loves it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. He never touched his girlfriend. I would never even joke about something like that.
We're just joking, by the way.
We're just
guys.
joking.
These are jokes.
But no, because I went to his house one time and I was waiting for him to get home late night, and I'm hearing these people yelling and screaming, and like it sounds like someone's getting stabbed, and it's just in the building next door. And I walk next door because I'm just waiting out in front with my thumb in my ass, and I hear this like window shatter. I hear this window shatter. I see this dude walk out and this girl being like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And he's bleeding and he's like, "Don't fucking talk to me, blah, blah, blah." And long story short, it was domestic abuse. When I told
Oh, shit.
our friend, he was like, "Oh, that's a big thing in Santa Monica."
That should just be a big thing in general.
No, like a common thing.
Like,
A common thing.
Like
Interesting.
it occurs.
Like he wasn't
frequently.
even stunned by what I had told
Wasn't
him and what
fazed
I
by it at
saw.
all.
He wasn't phased.
He was
at
just
all.
like, and
Oh, it's another day in Santa
He was like,
Monica.
yeah. He was like, dude, that happens. I was like, this
Fuck.
dude just got thrown out of a window from the second story, and then just watched this happen. Like I just watched him get thrown out of the window from the living room onto the
concrete.
balcony. Like no, he didn't fall through the
Oh.
story. So it was
Oh, I
like,
was
it was
like,
like a
damn, this little-
walkway and shit, and like he fell onto the walkway just outside the window. But he still got thrown through a fucking window.
Mhm.
Cops came.
Oh,
I was
shit.
outside waiting and watching all this, and I was like, God damn! And this fool was like, "Oh yeah, no, that happens. That happens. That's a
Jesus.
common thing."
Can I just eat my Bay Cities in
I
peace?
was like,
Son
Jesus
of a bitch.
Christ!
Oh, dude, Bay City sounds so fucking good right
I
now.
haven't had Bay Cities in like a year.
Bay Cities is fire.
Oh, it is
I love Bay Cities.
Shouts out to
Bay
Re-
Cities.
Shouts out to Remy for having the Bay City snapback. That's the most authentic piece of attire.
That is fire swag right
Yeah.
there. I've ever seen it.
Shout out
The
to
Bay
Remy
City.
for having like 3 Great Danes.
the cutest Great Danes ever.
Yeah, they're just fucking huge.
They are big.
Well, it's a Great Dane. It kind of comes with the territory.
Shut up, Curtis.
So I don't know if you guys kept up with headlines this week. Have you guys seen that every week there's fucking something with this guy. It's like he's Trump,
Mhm.
and he wears a MAGA hat. Y'all
Talking
know
about Kanye?
Kanye.
Yeah, I'm talking about Kanye.
Yeah.
He wanted to fucking abolish the 13th Amendment.
13th
Oh my
Amendment,
god,
and
yeah,
I
that
didn't-
was so.
Guy's an idiot.
I had
ridiculous.
conversations with people about this, and some people were trying to be like, oh, well, he's trying to, put a subliminal message about consumerism. I'm like, fuck off. He just has no idea what he's talking about.
It's far reach.
This dude is like,
It's far reach.
it's actually enslavement, and you guys are still enslaved by this amendment. It was like, you're not in chains anymore, as far as I know.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fucking big advance.
I
dude.
think, I
fucking
truly
out of your
think
mind.
something happened mentally with him when he blew up to extreme stardom, that something just came loose and he somehow developed this God complex about himself.
Well,
And
here-
he could just speak whatever the fuck he wants to say.
Here's my analogy. I think this dude's actually trying to run for president in 2020, and this dude is playing full on Steven from Django, trying to get it on the racist white people in the Midwest side
Mhm.
to try and get their vote for when he tries to run.
Well, I mean, it worked for Trump.
He's trying to pull
He's
some crazy
planting.
shit.
He's
Yeah,
planting
That
the
is,
seed. He's
I think
planting.
that's what's happening.
It's
No, you
fucking
know what the
wild.
problem is? It's the fact that
Idol has fallen.
education is completely warped within each state. Each state has different curriculums when it comes to education. Like, they will not teach sex ed or specific religion ideals. They'll be like, oh, only Christianity. Bollocks. That's fucking bullshit.
Right.
There's plenty of ideals out there, and it's better that we all know all these different perspectives, because that's part of the human condition, is trying to learn from one another. But this motherfucker is a piece of shit. I hope he burns.
Well, with that, it's so
Christ.
with that, it's so weird in this day and age because of the internet. It's like, what, you think your 12-year-old's really not looking at porn on Pornhub right now?
Mhm.
Really?
On what? Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
No.
Well, you're in a happy relationship, my friend.
It's definitely his favorites.
I gotta
What
go
do
home and
you,
clear my
uh,
history real quick. Baby, if you're listening to this, don't go on my computer.
Pornhub. How do you spell?
What
The
is
hub,
this?
the hub of
What's
porn.
the hub?
How do you guys spell that?
They actually have a record label.
Do they really?
They do.
Dude,
Walk-
they have like the whole award ceremony, which Kanye hosted.
yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Was that the? Oh, was that the Pornhub Awards?
That was the Pornhub Awards.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the AVN Awards.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Can I also just point out, you know how I always throw out like random thoughts that I have for like ideas for a company or shit like that?
Yeah.
On one episode, I talked about creating
Pornhub.
my own vodka company.
And
Vodka.
Genius.
I call it the Hissing Cat
Okay.
because every time you take a shot, you're always like,
Oh. I like
I
that.
got a new one. Ben.
What was that?
I saw Mo's phone, and his screen is like a definition, right?
No.
No,
No.
it's not.
Where's the story going?
This?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. It's like a list.
It's the Four Agreements,
Okay.
which is a great book, by the way. For anyone who hasn't read it,
It's
life-changing.
very popular apparently right now.
yeah, it's a great book. I've read it 3 times in my life.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
It's literally changed my life. It's
God,
a short read,
I literally had this conversation with
Yeah.
someone recently. Like,
and I'm not
"Dude, you
one
read
to
the
like
Four
do
Agreements?"
that or like
right.
rave about a book like that.
Hmm.
I'm a big self-help guy in general, but that book particularly, like, it was given to me when I was going through like a dark phase in my life.
Brought you to
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Yeah, and it just reassured things for me, and then I read it again, and I recently read it for a third time about 2 months ago, and
Good on you.
Dope.
Good
Yeah.
on you.
Sick.
and yeah, it's a very simple thing. So these are basically the gist of the four. These are the 4 agreements.
You want to read them?
The footnotes.
So the 4 agreements are number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. Number 4, always do your best. They seem very basic, and they are very basic.
It literally sounds like cognitive therapy.
Yeah, and that's the idea behind it. It's just like retraining your subconscious thought pattern, and what you were conditioned
It's
as a kid to learn and feel. But yeah, it's great. I think everyone should read it. I think
Yeah.
as an adult, everyone should read the book.
I'd love to read it.
Because I'm like
Yeah.
halfway through 48 Laws of Power, but that's so dense.
It is
That's
It is, yeah.
But I like the history lesson in it as well.
very fair. I agree with you. Yeah, I've read both. This is a very short read. You can probably finish it in like 3 hours.
Okay.
It's like
Because
Sounds
125
amazing.
pages,
That
yeah.
sounds like
So
my
I feel like
kind
it's
of
more
book.
akin to like Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
It's
That was tight.
like in therapy, it's the term's called behavioral activation, where it's pretty much you're changing the unconscious by trying to believe what you're doing.
Sure.
And,
Right,
and you
right.
train your mind to believe
Yeah.
it. It's that constant repetition of it.
It's like a
right.
pseudo form of hypnosis. But
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Perfectly put.
Are we talking about this or are we talking about The Secret right now? Because that's what it sounds like.
No. I don't know how we got here, but yes, please.
Cool.
Everyone read the book.
Now I feel really trivial saying my idea.
No.
What's your idea? Go ahead.
Kissing Cat Vodka. That's
So-
where we
really
were.
deep.
That's where we were.
So the next one's about gin.
Okay, so the next one is app related. There
Okay.
should be an app on your phone.
Why are we giving this away on the podcast?
I know
All right.
because I'm way too lazy to ever do anything about it.
Wasted talent.
So if any of y'all make money off this idea,
I mean, I'm no
just
coder. I
remember
don't know
where
how
the
to
fuck
fucking
you heard it
program
from.
shit.
Jaken's trying to get like a quick lawsuit, and he's just going to sue somebody for IP later on.
bro, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
No, get an app that people download,
Mhm.
gives them access to their phone photos, or you can have presets. So every day, or every week, or every month, it'll change the wallpaper on your phone, and you could set it for like definitions. Maybe you want to learn a word. Boom, it's always on your fucking wallpaper for that day.
Jaken, there's an app for that.
There's
Really?
toilet paper for
Yeah.
that for vocabulary, where there'll be like a new word in a definition, wipe your ass with it. Flush
What's
it.
the app?
I'm not sure what it's called. I guarantee you there is an app for that.
Okay,
idea.
are you saying that there is an app, or you're just guaranteeing me that there's
I'm
an app?
guaranteeing you.
Well, I'm telling you, there's
Sounds
toilet
pretty
paper
sure.
that
There's
kind
also
of has the
toilet
exact
paper
same.
for it.
Look,
No,
concept.
that can change your wallpaper. I'm saying like it doesn't have to be a fucking dictionary. I'm just saying like, oh, every day is a different word. Okay, they got calendars for that shit too. But like, I'm saying like, oh shit, like you know how fucking Facebook does the time machine throwbacks and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. Picks a random photo from your library. Hopefully, you don't have terrible photos.
iPhoto already
know.
does that though.
I can't say my photo library.
Yeah,
That's
it,
very
like, automatically
wonderful.
yeah, you
changes.
can set iPhoto to do that.
Wait, word?
He's a fucking liar. I've never heard of iPhoto
You've
ever
been
changing
able to
the-
do this.
Never heard of that.
You don't remember the fucking screensavers in every Apple store going up with like all the stock photography of different
Yeah, I remember that.
families
Never
and
seen that
ethnic-
on a fucking iPhone.
Yeah, but they have that. I guarantee you they have that.
I've never seen a single person I know in 2018 with that.
I don't know why
That's
they
just
don't.
me. That's just me.
No,
maybe,
I agree.
Maybe someone
I mean,
else has.
I
but
can't say
I've
that.
never fucking seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably an extra app that you'd have to download from the App Store at this point.
There's always an
It's
extra
a good
app for
idea.
another app.
Everything.
This motherfucker. Okay, now I know how you felt when your whole fucking app idea got shot down for
Missouri?
your meters. Yeah,
You know that was a fire idea.
it was. But
Mo,
guess
check-
what? It was already done.
It was already done. Sort of. Not to the extent and degree of intricacy
Detail.
that
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So Mo, check this out. Imagine, all right, picture this, right? You're in Santa Monica. You're trying to go to Bungalow. You don't live in Santa Monica.
Sure.
So you can't really Uber there. You have
Okay.
to
So you
drive
get
there
a bird,
first.
I can't
you set it
picture
on
that. I
fire.
can't picture
'cause
any
that
of
shit
this right now.
sucks. No, I'm
I know.
kidding.
No, I'm kidding. Okay. Camp bird there.
So you get on your iPhone, you're driving there.
Okay.
It's similar to when you're standing on a corner waiting for your Uber. See all the drivers, like on all the individual streets. It shows green or red based on what meters are pulling away from or pulling into by other cars.
Yeah.
Essentially, that helps you find parking at street meters, so you don't have to spend all that money, like $10, $12 in lots,
Sure.
for
Okay.
late night.
Yeah.
That was the app idea. Apparently, my app
Show
was
available parking around the areas you want to go to.
essentially. So you'd see it would be like similar to crowd analytics. So it would depend on people hitting the green button when they're pulling off, red
Yeah.
button when they park, etc. And then apparently that fucking app exists. My dreams were crushed. I could have been a billionaire.
But low key,
Could've been
their
a
idea
billionaire.
was almost better with their implementation
Thanks, JKen.
of using the street magnets underneath the meters
Yeah,
to
that's genius.
read.
That's free.
Talking
Yeah.
about
Instead
dreams
of-
getting hurt.
You don't have
talking
to trust
about being
humans. There's no human
shattered.
error with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, that was genius.
I will say one idea I'd love to see is the whole, you know how they got like the surf view cams so you can see what the surf is like in different
Yeah.
areas.
Oh,
Yeah.
this idea? Don't give the. Oh.
I know the
No.
idea and I love this idea.
Well, it's like
Give
it away,
snowboard,
go
too,
ahead.
I'm gonna give
you
it
know?
away because we ain't gonna do shit.
We ain't
Let's
gonna
be
do
real.
shit.
Yo, have
That was a good
same
idea.
kind of style cameras set up outside of all the big clubs
Yeah.
in the cities
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
can
yeah.
see
See what the lines.
Oh,
of
yeah,
light
I
are.
wanna
Ones,
go.
yeah.
Is it too late?
They
Is
would
it not
never
too
do
late?
that.
Why don't we
Never.
just check what the
They
would
lines
never
are
have a
right
line
now?
if that were the
They would
case.
never do that because it's all about the exclusivity of it.
Yeah, they'd never have a
being
line
so
also.
secret and being like, oh my god, I
It's
really
so
want to go.
secret. A good time at Davy Wayne's. It's so secret.
not.
I'm
Like,
talking
it's
about
not
like
that
those
secret.
high-end
Nice.
clubs kind of shit where
We-
it's
we
like
just
the
talked about a
exclusivity
high-end
is
club.
that marker.
But that's what I'm
There
saying.
there aren't any in
Lure,
LA. It's
Bungalow.
the,
There are plenty.
no, it's hard to get into, but there's always a line outside.
Yeah.
There's
that's
a difference.
What I'm saying. That's what
What?
gives it that.
What do you think? What do you
exclusivity.
think we're talking about?
What are you talking about?
We're talking about putting up cameras.
Yeah,
Outside
so
of the clubs to see what
outside
the line's
outside,
like.
outside of
I
the
thought you
club.
said inside the club. I was
No.
like, dude, they would never fucking
Why?
No.
never
No.
fucking
outside, so you can see what the lines are
That's
like.
incriminating. You would see a whole bunch of blow and like people
That's
getting
it.
fucked and
Well, that's
booths
why
and shit?
I had
No.
such a strong stance.
Literally-
You're like, that would never happen.
Yeah, no, literally the last time I was at Lure, I saw a dude getting his duck sick.
His duck?
His duck
sucked.
sick. His duck sick.
His duck.
How do you get a duck in there?
Sick.
His dick sucked in the photo booth, and it was fabulous.
I saw a guy get his dick
I
sucked at
was-
Shore Bar in the photo booth. I was like, "You're flexible, bro. Like,
You know,
that chick's a
That's a
champion."
small space.
I was stoked.
It's a
Yeah,
very small space.
I was
That's what I'm
stoked
saying.
for him.
Some
I was
Cirque du
stoked for him.
Soleil shit.
I felt like I should give this guy a high five. But then he fucking stormed out that photo booth and left the girl
Damn.
to deal with security.
Wow.
And I was like, "You're a fucking asshole."
Shout out to that guy.
Yo, no.
Fucking
Facts.
him.
Like everyone was like, "Yeah," and then he just stormed.
Everybody's cheering him
Yeah.
He stormed. This girl is
Hell
on
yeah,
her
dude.
knees, crying, so
Oh,
embarrassed that
no.
security, every person in the fucking club sees
You
her.
should have been prepared to be embarrassed.
Yeah, you're giving head in a photo booth.
Yeah, and by the way, she left
Come
her
on.
panties. It was great because I
Yeah.
totally took a photo in the booth right after. I was the next person.
Did you hold them up like a trophy?
Yo, I didn't. I was with
I
a
would've.
girl. I mean, maybe if I was by myself in the photo booth, I
Sure.
would have done that. But they ended up finding the guy, and they let the girl stay,
Poor guy.
and they threw him out.
Poor guy.
I want to
Just
see
for
we
leaving
don't
her.
know what could have transpired. You know,
Yeah.
he could have forced her to do it, being like, "Hey, you know, some shit." I'm just.
There's
I'm
I mean,
trying to
from what
look
I
at it-
saw, it didn't look like that.
You
but
think he was
that's
like,
just,
there's
again, like if you, a lot of shit that's happened in the past, even in current day, it may look like something, but something else is happening.
I was also there when she talked to security, so like
I sucked his
she didn't
dick
say,
and then he
yeah,
ran off.
That's
Yeah.
literally what she said. She was like, "I was just giving him head. Like that's all I was doing. We weren't doing drugs."
That's
They-
all you were
Oh,
They
doing.
were pressing.
wow.
They were pressing, asking if they were doing drugs in there for some reason.
So apparently head is
Well, yeah, it
okay.
would be
drugs
like a
aren't
big
okay.
Yeah,
lawsuit.
head was
That's like
cool.
what it- okay.
But if you're doing drugs in
That's
there,
tight.
we're
It's good to
kicking
know.
you out. Oh, it's just head. No, go back. It's
Yo,
fine.
shout
It's
Go
fine.
dance.
It's fine.
Go
Yeah,
dance.
Yeah.
I fucks with Short Bar.
No, give head. Go dance. Give head while you're dancing. That's fine.
I wonder if the guy was like, "No, just chill. We'll go in the photo booth. There's a movie role in it for you." It was
Yeah,
Harvey.
Shore Bar. Jesus Christ, that is more a drug booth than a photo booth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's barely any photos ever be.
I don't think I've ever
Fucking
taken a photo in
nowhere.
there.
Yeah, because it also costs like $5.
But I've also been in there
Yeah.
a bunch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not worth your time.
Shout out to Short Bar.
No,
Yo,
Shore
shout out
Bar's-
to Shore
Shore
Bar.
Bar's cool.
They-
Suck it. I do not like it.
I like it
on a
think
mellow
it's
night.
terrible.
I like
Dude,
it on a mellow
I
night.
like it. I like that I can pay for one drink and feel like I'm getting two.
They have good DJs.
They have good pours.
They have great pours.
Great pours.
For the people
Incredible
that
price
know.
as fucks
Yeah.
that are the ones that usually accommodate it. Most of the people I've met there, I felt like on a random sense, not individuals I know personally, or not great people. And I'm just not a fan of it.
Well,
I think it's
I
a
think-
fucking terrible
Oh,
environment.
the people you meet there
Yeah.
from the Palisades?
No, just
They're
in
not
general.
all
From all
Palisades.
over.
Yeah. They're all like SC kids.
Yeah. No, I think that any popping club, you'll run into the superficial because it's exclusive. So
Sure.
they're trying to be amongst
Superficial
that.
is inevitable. We're in Los Angeles.
No, but I'm talking about trend chasers. So that's the crowd you're saying you hate.
Well, I'm just saying in general, in Los Angeles, that superficial crowd is inevitable.
Well, that's what.
Anywhere you go.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
I'm saying is you lament that crowd.
Yeah, that's what he's
That
yeah.
crowd I am not a fan of.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
And I just feel like
understand.
there, I see that a lot more compared to
wait
other
until
places I've
wait
been
until
to.
Shore Bar is not popping anymore.
Well, that's the
and then
thing.
see
I
what
wish
it's
there
like.
was an in between what Shore Bar is now with those kind of people that you don't like, Carter, and what was it at before
A hideout.
the Hideout?
Yeah, it was the hideout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those dudes I thought were just a little too creepy for me.
They were really creepy.
So like, I wish there was a good in between. I like creepy, but not that creepy. You know, I want you creepy enough that you're a dude and you can approach me in a bar because you just want to talk to someone so you're not alone and I'm alone. That's fine. Fuck it. If you're not weird, that's great. But I agree. I don't need the pretentious shit, you know.
Mhm.
You know what I miss though is that I miss the West Side having a place that's in between, because it's either super divey like JP's or it goes shore bar or bungalow.
I'm sorry. I like
Yeah,
JP's.
yeah.
I like JP's.
You're
I
fucking
like
weird.
divey shit.
I like JP's just because of the people I met through JP's.
Mm.
But as an establishment,
I see a lot
like,
of
I'm not,
has-beens at
like
fucking JP's,
bonkers
bro.
about it. It's just like it's a
Maybe
great
'cause
place
I'm
to
a
hang out with
has-been.
friends.
You're
That's
not a
why I like
has-been. I'm talking about the guys that tell war stories and fucking talk about
Okay,
the college
yes,
football
yes,
years when there's
yes.
50.
I mean, dude, I remember me and Carter fucking kicking it at 24th and
The Joker.
The Joker. I don't
Oh
remember
yeah,
what
when
street
that
and
when
cross
by
street that was.
SMC.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Joker
yeah.
though. That was by far the diviest fucking bar I had ever been
It
to.
was, it was pretty gnarly.
Ah,
I'm
fucking
actually
loved
really
it.
bummed out that I was able to name that bar just off of a number.
You know, I was trying to name the other cross street. I don't even know. It was Sentinel.
I think it's 20.
What, Pico?
It's like,
No, Pico. It's Pico. Yeah,
It's Pico, yeah.
SMC. But yeah, no, that was divey as shit, and I fucking loved it. But when I did meet the really drunk war vets, I'm
That's what I'm
not gonna
saying.
lie,
it was pretty bad.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like they're
Didn't
funny
like
for
it.
a moment, but then you have to separate away from
Yeah.
it.
Where the fuck are my friends?
Yeah.
And I'm like texting them like Mo right now. I'm just on my phone, not listening. I'm like, where the fuck are my friends? Get me out of this.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd I get myself into?
I feel it.
No, I feel. I don't know, man. Santa Monica, just get some better nightlife, fresher nightlife.
They do, but it's just too exclusive. So
They don't have
Yeah,
shit.
They keep opening new.
Yeah, there's new
exclusive-
shit all
there's
the time.
Yeah,
Elephant.
there's just a bunch of new
I've heard
stuff.
dude,
about
that.
I want to
like-
go there. I want to
Bro,
go.
just all bougie shit.
Yeah,
Fuck
I heard
Santa
it's
Monica.
bungalow, but upstairs.
You have to go to
bro.
Silver Lake, bro. That's where it's at.
There
Yeah.
actually are some dope bars in Silver
Gotta
Lake.
go to Silver Lake. Make the trek.
The Black
Fuck
Cat's
the
really
West
dope.
Side.
They got
The
better
Friend
shows.
is dope.
Better
I've been to
shows.
Friend.
Tenants of the Trees dope. Like fuck Santa Monica. Fuck the West Side. I'm over the West Side.
See, I just like being.
So,
I like the clean
you
air
moving?
close to the beach.
I'm gonna move to the east. I'm moving east
You're moving east.
next year.
You letting go of the rent control?
Done.
Yo, so
Damn,
are
okay.
you down
Let
to
me-
let someone take
Yeah,
over?
let me take
that
over your spot.
or-
I'm-
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
All right. We're gonna
You
figure
get two
this
better.
out.
Two better.
Well, there's my roommate staying. I'm leaving.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, so it's a one room,
Alright.
2-bedroom,
I feel you.
See,
3-bath.
so he's not leaving.
No,
'cause he don't want to leave it.
He might leave to move into. It's just a whole process. That
Yeah.
it's still a maybe, but I'm leaving. Fuck the West Side. I'm over the West Side.
So if you had your choice, you'd be moving to Silver Lake?
Somewhere on the east side,
Okay.
potentially Silver Lake,
Okay.
I like Silver
I
Lake, but
fuck
to
with
an
Silver Lake.
extent.
West
I consider that more
Hollywood, Los
north than
Feliz.
northeast.
it's
I guess
east.
it's northeast.
Culver City?
I mean, I've had great times
No.
in Silver Lake,
No.
but
Way
I've also
past
had the
that.
same
Well, yeah,
experiences
yeah.
on the west
I mean,
side.
West
out in
Hollywood,
Silver Lake.
and then
Okay.
further, yeah,
Blurry.
So like
Okay.
West Hollywood
It's-
further. Yeah.
Yes,
I got you.
blurry,
Yeah.
but like the same
East.
content was there. Like I thought it would be
East,
a different
east.
experience, but it's to a degree kind of the same, just
don't
on
know.
a different level.
East is there gets a point. Like I asked one of my homies where he lived, and he gave me his address, and I was like, "Oh, you're east." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "No, but you're like East Los East."
On the other side of downtown LA?
yeah,
Oh,
he's on the
yeah.
other side
Yeah,
of
if you're- if
DTLA.
you're on, like,
like
the back burner,
northeast,
like,
not
this
southeast.
this
yeah,
dude,
he's like
this
southeast.
dude makes a
yeah.
trek out, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bro, you come."
That's the last bastion
far.
of hood in downtown,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Everything else has been gentrified.
except for Lincoln Heights. My Aussie,
Yo,
my
Lincoln
Aussie
Heights
friend,
don't change.
My Aussie friend, shouts out Allie. Did you go with me? Who went with me?
Yeah, I went with you.
did.
I went with
that
you.
rooftop
Jake-
place,
Jake went
right?
with- no.
I'm
No.
thinking of something else.
We
now.
went to the Ace
to pick her
Hotel.
up
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
fucking house
So
where it's a home,
he was-
but they're divided into like 4 units
yeah,
because that's just what they
it was
do
a-
out there.
We
Wait,
call it a
what?
quadplex.
Yeah, it's
Um,
a quad.
Quadplex.
But it's one house.
It's
was
one
one house.
house, 2 stories, and they divide it into
They built a
fourths.
wall.
It sounds like a really bad geometry
No,
problem.
but so my
What is that?
homegirl from Australia came to LA for the first time. And at the time, she was the best friend of my ex-girlfriend. So my ex-girlfriend was like, "Hey, can you look after my friend? Like, she's gonna be in LA. Like, just take her to spots, make sure she's okay." I was like, "Of course, like, cool." she was like, yeah, I'm staying at this address. I look, it's in Lincoln Heights, just down like at the bottom of that hill where you can see like the Dodgers Stadium parking lot, and staying with some Aussie dude who owned an apartment in this quadplex, quote unquote. And it was like the sketchiest fucking neighborhood where you could still get shot. And I'm like, this chick's like a really beautiful like chick who's an actress and whatever. And I was like shooting like pilots for pilot season. That's why she came out to LA. And I was like, okay, you're staying on my couch, or I'm not fucking picking you up anymore because I don't want to drive through this neighborhood. Like, fucking just get in the car. We're leaving. Like,
Yeah, but to be fair,
that was gnarly over
more
there.
people were worried about us than we were about them.
What?
More people were worried about us than we were about them. Like when we would roll up to the house.
Oh, they were sketching up. Yeah, they were sketching up.
We would roll up to the house and wait out front, and it's just 4 dudes sitting in a fucking car with the lights on, sitting outside someone's house right now, and they would keep their front door open with the screen door closed. I remember watching this fool come out, looking at us, staring for a cool minute, and then he closed his door. He did not just even want a part of us.
I like the idea of it. Like, I remember as a kid, I used to go to like that fake aunt's house where it's like a family friend who's an aunt in Culver City before it was gentrified. So it was still really hood. Like, I'm talking like La Brea and Venice.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember pulling into cul-de-sacs where it's like pit bulls running to the chain fences and like half weed, half grass, dirt, like front lawns of the old school broken down houses and shit, like Fight Club neighborhood type shit. And I kind of miss that about LA though, because there's no pockets anymore with that. It's sort of like you go from the Badlands and then everything else.
Yeah.
To the ocean.
I definitely feel like that about Echo Park. Like, because Echo Park now,
Oh yeah.
I think is super nice.
Compared to like Training Day Echo Park and MacArthur Park.
Well, yeah, compared to like when Carter and I would go out to Echo Park all the time. Like, I would go there for shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And dude, like I'd always read about like pulled another body out of the fucking lake thing they have there or whatever. Like, it's like, all right, cool. EP, let's go.
I don't know. And then you had like Venice being just as sketchy, like back then.
Venice is still sketchy.
I don't know. Venice
They're-
is definitely getting more affluent.
It is, but there's still like all the like people that live there, I feel like are like hardcore locals,
Yeah.
you know?
If we're talking
Folks only.
like downtown Venice, yes.
Yeah. I'm not talking like Venice.
The new developments that are going on, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not talking Venice where the new shit is. I'm talking like deep Venice.
Yeah.
Where, you know, hey, I'm just going to go outside in my car. You're going alone?
Yeah.
What the fuck, I'm going alone. I mean, dude, the Brig, I don't know who posted it, but the Brig.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Brig who posted
It's a bar,
the video.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, on Abercrombie, and someone took the fucking birds or lime scooters or whatever the fuck, and they broke the windows with the scooters, and
What
they
the
broke
fuck?
in.
Wow.
Yeah,
What'd they steal? Bottles of
I have
alcohol?
no
Like, what do
idea.
you get out of a
They
I have no
stole
idea.
the pool
But-
table, Mo.
but literally, like the video
Damn it,
just
I love that pool
shows.
table.
Yeah, the video shows the broken window with the scooter half hanging out, and there's like scooters inside.
That's actually kind of a dope image.
Yeah, you should pull up the video. I mean, I don't know where I saw it. My boy showed it to me, so
Word. No, I'm gonna look that up.
yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know, hashtag privileged. That's literally what it sounds to me.
Literally.
It's like you got scooters you could rent and you break into a car with it. That's privileged shit.
I don't know if they rented them. It would look kind of suspicious being like you were the last person to rent it that was broken in through this window. They probably just picked it
Yeah,
up.
no, I mean, I'm just saying regardless. Like, that's a privilege to have scooters. You can use an
Regardless.
app to fucking take over.
Regardless.
Yeah. Fuck off.
No, I low key. There's actually an Instagram account that's dedicated to people trashing birds and limes.
World Star?
No, like World Star. World Star.
You're talking about two drunk blacks Instagram?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's what I thought it was.
burning birds all day.
We
It's a
Hey,
bird
next time
burning.
you want to burn a bird?
You want to
Scooter?
burn a bird?
They're pro
I'm there.
bird. They're actually pro bird.
we support bird. There's so many variations of the scooter game now. It's crazy.
Mm.
That's like
Lime's doing
Uber.
it. Oh,
Yeah, Uber is
you got
trying to do
Uber's
their
doing
own
it. They're
thing
called
now too,
Jump.
right?
Jump. Everything Jump is Uber.
Jump bikes.
Jump. I swear, Jump bought out Hulu on the bikes
What?
No.
because I only see those red bikes now instead of the green Hulu
Really
ones.
interesting.
Oh, that's right. There were the green Hulu.
They were
ones.
green
Yeah,
Hulu.
they're gone.
Now I only see the red Jump
But I think
ones.
that was more promo for Hulu, where Jump is a subsidiary of Uber trying to make money off of bikes. Where
We'll
Hulu
buy
did
all
it-
your bikes and paint them red.
Where Hulu, I don't think Hulu was charging people. I think they were doing it for free promotion.
No, they charge people.
It was,
Oh,
you
did
got to
they?
pay, yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, word.
You got Lyft scooters now. It's crazy. The scooter game's taking over.
Until the lawsuits start kicking in real tough.
I saw a guy, an old man, get hit by a Prius on Main Street in Santa Monica by a who was on a bird and he got hit by a Prius. It was the funniest shit I ever seen in my life. He didn't die. He just fell off it. And he wasn't
Well,
hurt.
yeah, if he died, I would have been like, that's fucked up. You think that's funny?
No, it was hilarious because he made it sound like. and then,
Oh, he did old man yell?
yeah,
Just
The
that
old man,
generic old man sound.
it was great. I was sitting there eating a taco.
Entertainment for dinner. Dinner and a movie.
Exactly. How long has this been? What is this?
We're coming in on like a wee bit over an hour, yeah?
Yeah,
Hour and a half?
yeah, just about. How we feeling?
I'm cool.
Feeling good.
What do you guys typically go for?
It depends. We feel it out.
I try to shoot for an hour. He always goes over.
It usually
Yeah.
goes between an hour and a half, 2 hours.
An hour's short, man. Hour's chump change.
No, an hour is perfect because that's the daily driver's commute.
Yeah.
I feel
I
bad
had to
for
learn
those
this.
daily
I had
drivers.
to learn this the hard way. The hour is the way to go.
Yeah.
You can go an hour 15, hour 30 pushing it, but
I
like,
think an
Yeah,
hour
I
would be-
agree.
yeah.
the hour is the way to go.
It's,
I agree.
it's 3-on-1 right now.
Well, you know what, listeners?
Not that I want to stop. I can talk for days.
No.
I love the sound of my own voice. You know,
I hate it.
really.
I
Dude,
love yours.
I hate
I love
the-
your
the
voice.
sound.
Really?
No, the one thing I hate the most is my laugh. I hackle like a troll on crack.
I love you.
It's just really like
I hate your laugh. I do hate your laugh.
It's bad because it just reverberates everywhere. I'm just like, yo, fuck this. I sound like a bloody idiot. It's like,
It's healthy. It's healthy. But I mean,
You got
all
a
right.
healthy laugh.
So Mo,
Yeah, well, once you guys listen,
we're gonna
to
get
it,
your episodes straight because people
Yes.
need to hear that, like, all of the episodes available.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I also think that you might see a return of the Two Drunk Blacks, but a complete rebrand. So stay tuned.
I hope
for
so.
I'd love
that.
it. Can I
Yeah.
just ask you real
support
quick
it through your
before?
born
Under a new name as well.
Yeah, I just want to ask you before we cut things
Sure.
off and stuff, close them out. But how did you come to that name? I was always curious about that
So,
because Dante's ghetto as fuck.
partly yes,
Yeah,
but his name and his voice. So,
true.
assuming a lot
If
of
you
people
didn't know him, yeah.
listening to this show don't know who Dante is or what he sounds like, but the name Dante is traditionally not associated with a white person.
Right.
We can all agree on that, right?
Inferno, a very, very popular poet.
Very popular black man living in an inferno. No, but his name and the way he sounds, as I'm sure you guys have all heard
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
podcast, he doesn't sound like an Italian, which he is. So yeah, there was just, we were just drunk, spitballing, and we had some really shitty names. Like it was. I don't even want to repeat how bad they were. They were so bad. It was so bad.
The prototypes.
But it was just literally just like, you know, we're throwing shit at a wall and you know, we saw what stuck and
Cool.
that was the
Hell
one.
yeah.
That was it.
That's it.
You know, we had a whiteboard of like 35 names and like we're just going through it and like, yo, this
Couldn't be a
sucks.
blackboard. Had to be a whiteboard.
It had to be a whiteboard
Oh,
because
okay.
I couldn't
Affirmative
I
action.
couldn't find a white dry erase marker. So I had to get a whiteboard with a black dry erase marker, you know. No.
He got a black light for this shit.
Yeah. It was a lot of trial and error, you know. But yeah.
That's what it is at the end of the day. It's trial
That's
and
it.
error.
You know, you throw shit at a wall.
Well,
whatever
I think it was
sticks, you take
perfect,
Yeah.
so.
How did you guys come up with this name?
Ben's honestly the one that came up with the idea for the podcast. He was.
I had it a long time ago, sort of.
He
I feel
was
like you're giving him too much
the
credit
head
right now.
man. The
You're
head
giving him
master.
way
You're
too much
giving him
credit
way
right
too much
now.
credit.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. No,
No.
straight up though. Ben was the one that came up with it. He was just like, "Hey, why don't we just like fucking do a podcast about this?" And like years later,
I don't recall that. I'll be in the lawsuit 5
What are you,
years from
Kavanaugh,
now.
this
yeah.
shit?
Yeah, I'll be in the lawsuit 5
I
years
feel
from
like
now.
JKen's the brains behind everything here.
That's actually so not true.
I'm just
Dude,
like,
damn, his eyebrows
just-
raised and shit. Like the fuck?
just a
the
vibe
fuck
I
did you
get.
just say?
I would say
Just a vibe. I
Ben's
get,
the one that came
guys.
up with the idea. JKen is the marketing. He has the marketing down to a T.
Even though he pushes everything, Ben pushes everything on marketing. You know what? I'll just take it all though. I'm cool with it. Yeah, this was all my idea. Ben didn't do shit, Ben brought the equipment. I chipped in for like $20 worth of mics.
No, like I think that everybody plays their role. Like ultimately, Carter is content presence to me, so he's contributing to the conversation in a really unique, funny way because Carter's very charismatic. This all came up to what was all built in my head before I disclosed it to them. So it's like JKen has become the social networker smoozer. So he's on the battlefront talking to people.
That's true. Yeah.
He always
I get the people to come.
He organized this.
Yeah.
JKen is Turtle. JKen is Turtle from Entourage.
I've
so
learned
he's
to
the
accept
plug.
that.
He's got.
I've learned to accept.
Do you
that.
want that? You're Turtle from
You know what?
Entourage. Do you want
I
that?
get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I accept
Most
it.
people
and I'm
don't
cool
want
with
that.
it.
I
I'm
respect
cool with
that
it.
you're
Dude,
owning
Turtle
that.
end up
I
like
fucking
starting
own
his
it,
own
man.
I respect
tequila
that you're
company
owning
and
that.
making millions.
A lot of people wouldn't
dollars.
want
Yeah.
that.
No, but Jerry Ferrara got like nice with it. He fucking like shocked his body and like fucking.
If you
killing it.
watch through the series into the movie, he became the most successful of the crew.
I'm also always
So the
Marquis
tequila
Knowledge.
company,
Yeah.
like he was the richest one of the crew. He had the dopest house in Malibu.
Yeah.
And then in the movie, he was hosting the screening there.
Even
and,
the
like,
show, he was funny.
fit.
He was the funny, witty.
Yeah, he was.
That's JKen. So
Okay.
it was like, and then me, I'm sort of like the E of all of this. So I guess it's just sort of producing in the classical sense.
Okay.
You can guess who our Vince is. There's only one other person. So.
What about drama?
Drama is not here. He's currently at home. He's
What about drama?
Hey, straight up, Jay is drama.
Yeah,
What
it's
about
drama.
Jay is drama.
Drama was honestly my favorite character in that show.
Yeah. You know what?
Drama was the reason I watched Entourage.
You know-
to be honest with you
Man,
guys.
Well, you know what's
broken.
funny? After showing
To be completely honest,
Victory,
with
dude. For victory.
victory.
Yeah, Drama was the guy that got shat on over and over and over.
Yeah.
And just had the persistence to keep going.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's my spirit animal.
If you guys haven't watched Entourage, please.
Please.
Yeah.
If you want to know what
please.
LA life is like, watch Entourage.
Mm.
Like literally, it's that accurate. But
If you live in
100%,
LA,
yeah.
I will be shocked if there's a scene
Yeah.
that doesn't pop up that you're not like, oh my God, I was just there last week.
I feel like Entourage is like a regional thing though, right? Like it's got to be.
you know what? You know what's funny is I've had that conversation a million times because that's my favorite show.
Yeah.
One of my like top 5 favorite shows of all time.
Okay, thank you for
And
saying that.
yeah, no, 100%.
Not
'Cause
my favorite, but top. I think I'm glad that you.
Well, here's the
I'm
reason:
glad that
is
you
I've lived
took it.
all over the world, so
Okay.
it was always my home away from home.
Sure.
So I'd watch
Brought
it.
you
I had all the
back, yeah.
seasons on a hard drive. Just watched it.
Because
I-
outside of like the hills, we
Right.
had nothing else.
and
you know?
I've had this
love the
conversation.
hills, by the way. Love the hills. Hills was great.
I liked it.
I fucking love the hills.
Oh, God.
Carter, you?
I'm trying to keep my judgments at bay.
Yeah.
All right. So Vince didn't like the hills, guys, but I love the hills.
here's the
Love it.
thing. The conversation I've always come
LC,
back to.
holler at your boy.
Lauren Conrad's fine. It's
LC, holler
who's
at
the
your
chick
boy.
who always does the droopy eyes that looks like she's looking away from you? Who's cockeyed,
Whoa, that's my girl.
but she doesn't look like she's looking straight
I
at
know.
you.
Are we talking about Lauryn Hill? Or
You don't want her looking at you?
It's no. That's not her.
No, it's
That was-
not. That's not Lauren Conrad.
No,
I know.
but Low. It's another Lauren, but she went by Low.
Oh,
Low.
Loved her.
Low for sure.
okay.
Loved her. Low, holler at your boy if you're listening.
I don't know where she's at right now.
LC and or Low.
You just better push the shit out of this.
I
will.
bowled. I
So
bowled.
they all hear
I
it.
will.
I remember bowling next to Lauren Conrad at the Pico bowling alley once.
What?
Yeah, that was dope.
I envy you.
I felt accomplished.
She's
Kind of.
hot.
She's cute. I don't
She's
know.
hot.
It's a very.
She looks like
beautiful
my high
fucking
school
person.
graduating
Are you
class at
kidding me?
Malibu High. I don't know. But like, no. So the conversation I always go back to with Entourage is I don't understand how it wasn't anything more than regional as well, because you had to sort of be in the know to understand the humor and everything else that came
Yeah.
with it. I don't know how it worked out. It was a really successful show still. Maybe the same way Sex and the City was with New York.
Sure.
I don't know.
I think one thing I always think of is like I imagine life in every other major city somewhat similar to LA. You know, like obviously like we have it a little better than most places, but like if you live in a major metropolis,
Right.
like you have a very
There's a
similar way
degree of
life.
similarities.
And like
Yeah.
these kids came from New York. So there's like that element there. And they would always
Right.
have these like random flashbacks to, like Queens and like New York. So like New Yorkers can kind of like pick up on it. But like, yeah, I feel like same thing. It's like, to me, it would be a very regional thing. Like that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
centered around everything. It's everything LA.
Yeah, when they're
Mhm.
when they're like, there's a cab stand at fucking Yucca.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And you're like, wait, what is that?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was one of the HBO's best shows.
It was a show made for the town. And
It was.
That's what
Mhm.
that's what it is.
and it was dropped at the right time.
Yep.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I miss it.
I miss it too.
Shout out Ari Gold, bro. Jeremy Piven. That was your best character.
Shout out Ari.
Shout out
And
Ari
Gold.
Gold, bro.
That was such an accurate
That's my
portrayal of the
guy,
real
bro.
Ari
Yeah.
Emanuel. It was crazy.
Bro, shout out
Lloyd!
Ari Gold.
Yeah, it was
Shout
crazy.
out Ari fucking Gold.
But well, Mo, give these people a link to where they can find you. It's gonna go in the description as well. But
Right now, we are. I think we're just on SoundCloud now. Just SoundCloud. You can search 2 Drunk Blacks, so number 2 Drunk Blacks. We got removed from iTunes or Apple or whatever.
Boo! Fuck
yeah.
that.
There was one episode that we kind of discussed. It was back when like Kim Jong and Trump were beefing heavily, and like that was
Right.
like the topic of conversation for that episode.
now they're friends.
So
Fuck
we
both of them.
used a picture of Kim Jong as our cover art. And ever since that episode, we haven't been on iTunes, and they don't fuck with us at all. So I think right now we're just on SoundCloud until we rebrand, and then we'll be back on all the platforms.
And then what
again.
about your personal IG?
Yeah, Instagram or
Instagram
social
is just
media?
at Party Mo. That's it. I don't use Snap anymore.
That's
I don't.
MO.
Snap dead.
Just at Party Mo, at Party PARTYMO, Party Mo.
yeah.
Follow
Yeah.
them, boys and girls.
If you're someone that I know, I better see you at my Hanukkah party in a couple months.
Dude, I'm there. Thanks for the
Yeah.
invite.
He's gonna say the
Hell
prayer.
100%.
JKen and
L'chaim.
Carter will be there. It'll be a great time. It'll be a great time.
Well,
Fuck yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, as the soundbite says,
Show no shame.
and we out of this bitch. So thank you. Good night. See you on Monday.
Cheers.
Love you all.
Show no shame.